Some people walk into a room and nothing changes. And then there are people whose presence shifts the temperature of the air, like the universe quietly turns its head and pays attention. This isn't ordinary vibes. This is the kind of inner power that makes heavy energy hesitate, the kind that causes manipulation to fail before it even begins, the kind that makes darkness search for an easier target. And no, this isn't about spells, rituals, or dramatic displays of mystical force. The 4 signs we're about to uncover don't need to perform anything to be protected. Their protection is built into who they are: clarity that refuses confusion, compassion that dissolves poison, discipline that offers no weak spots, and freedom that cannot be controlled. Stay with this all the way through, because you may recognize yourself, or recognize someone whose energy feels like an impenetrable shield. If you feel like you already know what I'm talking about, subscribe to Signs and Secrets now and stay connected to these messages. This is where we decode the deeper layers of the Zodiac, the unseen patterns behind human behavior, and the spiritual strengths you were born carrying, so you don't just believe, you recognize. And before we begin, I want to pull you into the energy of this reading. Comment your date of birth and your zodiac sign. And if you've ever felt protected in a way you couldn't explain, like someone's negativity suddenly backed off, like the atmosphere cleared the moment you trusted your instincts. Right, I am a shield of light. Let's turn the comment section into a current of protection and higher frequency. The first sign is Virgo, August 23rd, September 22. Virgo carries an unmistakable signature: absolute clarity. Not the loud kind that demands attention, but the quiet kind that makes lies feel uncomfortable in its presence. Virgo doesn't need to confront darkness with theatrics. Virgo defeats it with precision. Their energy is structured, clean, and sharply tuned, like a mirror polished so well that anything false can't hide in the reflection. Negative forces, whether you see them as toxic people, parasitic dynamics, or unseen heaviness, depend on cracks, confusion, impulsivity, emotional chaos, self-doubt. Virgo offers none of that as an entry point. Their mind doesn't drift into fog for long. Their intuition doesn't fall asleep. Their boundaries don't come from rage. They come from discernment. Virgo can feel the difference between kindness and performance, between support and subtle sabotage, between a compliment and a hook. There's a reason Virgo is so difficult to manipulate. It's not because they distrust everyone. It's because they observe everything. They notice the micro shifts, a change in tone, a delayed response to your success, a joke that lands like a needle, a smile that doesn't reach the eyes. Virgo reads patterns the way others read headlines, and once they see the pattern, they don't argue with it. They adjust, quietly, cleanly, decisively. Virgo's strength becomes almost surgical under pressure. When others get pulled into spirals of emotion, Virgo tends to step back and organize reality. They name what's happening. They sort what's true from what's noise. They reduce chaos into something understandable, and darkness hates that, because darkness thrives when people are disoriented, when nothing makes sense, when feelings are louder than facts. Virgo's energy is like turning on fluorescent lights in a room where shadows were hoping to stay romantic and unseen. And then there's Virgo's hidden superpower that people underestimate until it's too late: energetic hygiene. Virgo naturally cleans, not just their space, but their inner world. They know when something is off in their environment. They can feel when someone's presence leaves residue. And instead of arguing, they detach. They step away with an elegance that doesn't need permission. Their body, their home, their mind, these become temples, and what cannot enter the temple cannot contaminate the soul. Even Virgo's silence is protective. They don't always react, and that lack of reaction is not weakness. It's armor. Some energies provoke because they feed on response. They poke because they want chaos. Virgo can stare right through the attempt and offer nothing to hold on to. One calm look, one measured sentence, sometimes not even that, and the negativity backs up, confused, exposed, disarmed. Virgo doesn't just resist darkness. Virgo starves it by refusing to become messy enough for it to live there. The second sign is Pisces, February 19th, March 20th, and Pisces protects itself in a completely different way. If Virgo is the blade of clarity, Pisces is the ocean of light. Pisces doesn't always intimidate through force. Pisces disarms through frequency. Their spiritual presence can be so gentle that people mistake it for softness, until they realize that their darkness can't take root in someone who lives from a higher channel. Pisces carries a rare kind of power, the ability to make heaviness dissolve. Not by fighting it, by being too luminous for it to survive. Pisces energy is often deeply compassionate, but don't confuse compassion with being unprotected. Compassion, when paired with intuition, becomes a shield so strong that the shadow can't even find a seam. Pisces is sensitive, yes, but sensitivity is not fragility. Sensitivity is radar. Pisces senses what isn't being said. They feel the truth underneath the words. They can walk into a room and instantly pick up the emotional weather. Jealousy disguised as humor, manipulation disguised as concern, control disguised as love. Even if Pisces doesn't call it out immediately, something inside them records it. And once Pisces knows, the energy shifts. This is what scares negative forces. Pisces doesn't need proof the way the mind demands it. Pisces reads through vibration, through the body, through the sudden heaviness in the chest, through that feeling of something isn't right, even when everything looks fine on paper. Parasites, whether emotional, psychological, or spiritual, depend on ignorance. Pisces is too tuned in to stay ignorant for long. And the most dangerous thing about Pisces, from the perspective of darkness, is this: Pisces can release. While many people cling to pain, replay betrayal, and keep feeding the wound with attention, Pisces has an unusual ability to let the wave pass. They process, they cry, they pray in their own way, sometimes without words, and then they let it go. That doesn't mean they forget. It means they refuse to be chained. Darkness loves hooks. Pisces removes hooks. Many Pisces souls have a natural connection to the divine, even if they don't call it religion. It's like their spirit knows how to stay aligned with something higher. Like they carry an invisible line upward, a constant thread of protection. Trying to harm a Pisces often feels like throwing stones into a lake. The impact happens, but the ripples spread, soften, and dissolve. The lake remains. And when Pisces has been through storms, real storms, they don't always come out bitter. They come out brighter. They come out wiser. They come out with a spiritual resilience that makes darkness realize, even my worst attempt becomes fuel for their evolution. If you're feeling this message, take a second to like the video, not as a favor, but as a small, energetic yes to your own growth. It helps this kind of content reach the people who are quietly searching for protection, clarity, and meaning. The ones who don't always have words for what they're sensing. Pisces doesn't win by overpowering the shadow. Pisces wins by refusing to become it. The third sign is Capricorn, December 22nd, January 19th, and Capricorn's protection feels like a fortress. Not a glittering spiritual shield, not a soft wave of light, but something colder, harder, almost immovable. Capricorn energy tends to command a respect that people can't fully explain. It's like the universe stamped authority onto their aura. Capricorn doesn't rely on intimidation tactics. Capricorn doesn't need dramatic threats. Capricorn simply is difficult to break. Their power comes from self-control, strategy, discipline, and the ability to stay steady while others fall apart. Darkness loves impulsivity. Capricorn does not offer impulsivity. Darkness loves desperation. Capricorn does not offer desperation. darkness looks for emotional leaks, Capricorn tends to seal them. Capricorn's mind is often built like a long game. While others react to the moment, Capricorn measures time. They watch patterns, they calculate outcomes. They don't just hear what you say, they track what you do, what you repeat, what you avoid, what you're really after. And that's why manipulative people often fail with Capricorn. The trap is seen before it closes. There's another reason darker energies don't love Capricorn. Capricorn can be patient in a way that feels terrifying to anything that depends on panic. Capricorn can wait. Capricorn can observe. Capricorn can endure silence without collapsing into it. And when the moment arrives, Capricorn acts with a precision that feels fated. It's not loud, it's not emotional, it's clean, final, unavoidable. Some people think Capricorn is cold, but it's not coldness, it's containment. Capricorn doesn't let their inner world spill everywhere. And because it doesn't spill, it can't be harvested. Emotional parasites can't feed on a person who refuses to bleed publicly. Capricorn's strength is often private, quiet, stronger than it looks. And Capricorn's presence alone can clear the room. You've seen it before. The energy shifts when they enter. People stand straighter. Jokes become less reckless. Manipulators become cautious. Because Capricorn carries consequences in their eyes. Not cruelty, consequence. And darkness understands consequence. Capricorn is also protected by clarity of purpose. When someone knows who they are and what they want, manipulation gets harder. When someone respects themselves, the doorway to disrespect closes. Capricorn builds a life like a stronghold, brick by brick, boundary by boundary, standard by standard. And forces that rely on chaos can't thrive where structure is sacred. Now the fourth sign is coming, and it's the one that darkness struggles to predict. The one that refuses to be controlled by rules, cages, or fear. Because if Capricorn is the mountain, the next sign is the wildfire that laughs at fences. The fourth sign is Sagittarius, November 22nd, December 21st, and Sagittarius protection looks like freedom in its purest, most untamable form. Ruled by Jupiter, Sagittarius carries expansion, truth-seeking, and a spirit that refuses to shrink. Darkness hates that, because darkness doesn't just want to harm you, it wants to limit you. It wants to make you smaller. It wants to convince you to doubt your own wings. Sagittarius is the sign that keeps reaching anyway. Sagittarius is dangerous to negative forces because it doesn't always play by predictable emotional rules. It doesn't obey the script. It doesn't stay trapped in guilt the way manipulators hope it will. Sagittarius energy can be bold, restless, and fiercely alive, like a comet that refuses to follow a safe path. If someone tries to control Sagittarius, they often discover that Sagittarius doesn't just resist. Sagittarius breaks the pattern. Their unpredictability becomes a shield. Many darker dynamics depend on being able to anticipate your reactions. They push a button, you respond, they feed. Sagittarius doesn't always press the expected button. Sagittarius might laugh when they wanted tears. Sagittarius might walk away when they expected begging. Sagittarius might confront the truth with such blunt honesty that the illusion collapses on the spot. And that honesty, Sagittarius honesty, is one of the sharpest spiritual weapons there is. Sagittarius sees through facades. They can smell hypocrisy. They can sense when someone is building a cage out of sweet words. And once Sagittarius recognizes the cage, they don't negotiate with it. They leave, they burn the blueprint, they rewrite the rules of the whole game. There's also something about Sagittarius that makes shadow recoil. Sagittarius often thrives in the unknown. Darkness uses fear of the unknown to trap people. Fear of being alone, fear of starting over, fear of losing comfort, fear of change. Sagittarius carries a different frequency. If it ends, it ends. If it shifts, it shifts. If it breaks, it breaks. I will still become more. That mindset is spiritual immunity. Sagittarius can turn pain into power with shocking speed. They don't always romanticize suffering, but they do extract meaning from it. Every scar becomes a story. Every obstacle becomes fuel. And for negative forces, that's infuriating, because how do you defeat someone who uses adversity as a ladder? So here's what we've revealed. Virgo with clarity and energetic order, Pisces with luminous intuition and spiritual release, Capricorn with discipline and fortress-like self-control, and Sagittarius with untamable freedom and truth. 4 different kinds of protection. 4 different ways the universe says, not this one, now bring it back to you. In the comments, tell me your date of birth and zodiac sign, and if you've ever felt protected in a moment you couldn't explain, write, I am a shield of light. Share a quick story too if you want. The time someone's negativity couldn't reach you. The time a toxic person suddenly disappeared. The time your intuition pulled you away, just in time. Your story might be the confirmation someone else needs tonight. And don't forget to subscribe to Signs and Secrets so you stay connected to the messages that are meant to find you at the right time. If this resonated, like the video as well, your support helps this energy travel farther, and it tells the algorithm to send this protection, this clarity, and this truth to the people who are searching for it.